Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, the one and only PDawgKnight.
Hey, 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 good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. I am your host, Marty, also known as PDawgKnight on the internet. Welcome back to the Dawg Knight Channel on this Friday, the 10th of October, 2025. And let's see what I got going on here. I should probably get my holidays out here. I forgot the holiday calendar. I don't have any celebrity birthdays, but I do have a couple celebrities who've passed that are notable. And there's a whole bunch of other stuff going on. Anyway, I hope you're all having a good morning. Happy Friday. The weekend is almost here. Some of you have weekends on Friday or Saturday and Sunday. Some of you don't. But I do, and I am looking forward to enjoying my weekend. We're going to clean up the yard. We're going to clean up the house. We might go do a little excursion one of these days. Who knows what we're going to do? I'm kind of glad the weekend's coming. But there's a whole bunch of stuff going on, and I'm laughing at a lot of it. I'm laughing at a lot of it because some people, it seems that some people have a misperception. Oh my God, David Packman, you're a moron. Hey, moron. Here, I'm just ready to notice David Packman here. Just. I'll tell you in a minute. I can't sit here and do this while I'm talking to you. Anyway, let's get into the show because it's Friday Q&A day. Get your questions ready. I see some of you are on it. And let me, well, let's just say hi and get it going because I'm late as usual. And it's Friday, so I got to get the Q&A in. So let's get some of this news stuff in, and then we'll do that, and let's call it a day, and then we'll come back next Monday. So here, first in the chat today is Somnambule Nation. Oh, my gosh. AD, you got beat 2 days in a row. Amazing. And speaking of AD, Avocados Diablo is here. And our young friend Midnight, taking up some current events, I guess. I guess I'm the teacher. I fear for you, my dear. Also, good morning, Ms. Wild Wolf. Good morning. Lil Wolf's also here. The whole family. It's a family affair. It's a family affair. Was that, who sang that song? Was that Sly and the Family Stone? Who sang that song? Who sang the song Family? I don't know. Anyway. Good morning, Mike Savage Blarg. Also, K-Shell's in the house. I see you there, but I guess I saw you earlier and I just assumed that was your Abby, but that's actually Plague Trucker Zach. So Plague Trucker Zach's here too. I know you're here though. Good morning, Kirsten. I see you now. Also, Louie Louie is in the house next to TEC. Hi, TC. Rockhopper, what up, my friend from down under? Are you just coming home from the bar? Because I know what time it is there. I'm just curious. Or you're just up really early or really late, whichever you choose. Blue-Eyed Screams in the house. What's up? And there you go. So that's who's here so far. We got there's a few people. What the hell's going on there? 15 people. Why is this? Okay, I hate this new interface. Viewer activity. Where is it? There it is. I got to screen. No SuperChats, remember, stream health. They changed this interface. I don't like it. I used to have everything just there. 16 people, 7 likes. Hit the like button. If you like it, everyone except AD. AD will make his own way as it happens. All right. Let's go ahead and get into the stuff. I didn't even open any articles today. I opened a few trending tabs, but I figure Q&A is going to take up a lot of it. But I do want to scroll through the aggregator today. By the way, the aggregator, my favorite aggregator, that would be the Ace of Spades blog Morning Report by JJ Sefton, has a really humorous has a really humorous meme on the cover today. And so I'm going to show you that first before I get into some news. Apparently, Trump's ceasefire plan in Israel has been declared unconstitutional. Justice Buck M. Dano invokes Bobby Brady bad juju clause. Zulu Kono. That's fictitious, obviously, but it wouldn't shock me if they tried. Wait a minute. Oh, okay. They've got the arsonist article, which I talked about yesterday. Anyway, yeah. That's. I thought that was hilarious. That's freaking hilarious, if you ask me. Good morning, Attack Alpaca. How you doing? Bookworm Addict. Hello. Okay, I got everybody. Let's get into the other stuff though. First of all, thanks to people sharing the show. A lot of you already doing that. Some of you beat me to it. What is this? What is this? Oh, holy shit! It's Friday. Gotta rock. Thank you, Somnable Nation. Before you even wait, did you tweet the show? No, you didn't. Okay. Anyway, here's thank you for appreciating the show with a little holy shit. It's Friday, so I gotta rock. Thank you. Somnable Nation, enjoying the show. And then also TC tweeted out the show. Thank you very much. Green Badger Outdoors. It's no dishonor to be a minority in the cause of liberty and virtue. Oh, Samuel Adams. Yeah, good quote there on the Let's Go tip. Also, thank you, Scribe Light and Somnable Nation and Kay Shull, a.k.a. Kirsten. Thank you for tweeting out the show. Also, by the way, and also Miss Wild Wolf did it too. There it is. Oh, wait, where'd it go? There's Somnable Nations. I know I saw Miss Wild Wolf's here too. Oh, there it is. I scrolled too fast. Thank you for appreciating or putting the show on the channel there. And Mike Savage with the Let Us Go. And Miss Wild Wolf with that cute kid screaming like a banshee. There you go. There you go. So appreciate all of you doing that. Every little bit helps. Every once in a while, we get a couple new people that come and watch the show and they say, oh, this is kind of cool. So I appreciate you doing it. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. That's what she said. Okay. Holidays today. I didn't pick any particular one to highlight. So here we go. National Give Kevin a Hug Day. National Hug a Kevin Day. Let me get that straight. I don't want to say it wrong. National Hug a Kevin Day. If you know someone named Kevin, give that man a hug. Also, it's World Mental Health Day. Didn't it seem like every other month we have a World Mental Health Day? I mean, that's okay. We should have a World Mental Health Day, but it's weird because it seems like it keeps popping up. World Homeless Day. Celebrate the homeless today. What? Join a global movement to help end homelessness and make a difference in someone's life. Well, yeah, we keep trying that. And like in California, they spend millions, hundreds of millions of dollars on it, and nothing happens. So I don't know. I think there's a contingent of folks, because look, the number of homeless people in the United States that they've counted, like out of census wise, has been pretty steady at 650,000. I mean, that seems to be the number that they always give us, that there's always 650,000 people homeless. But the location of those homeless has shifted greatly. A large chunk of that is in California now, and with the West Coast cities of Portland and Seattle also bearing the brunt. A lot in Las Vegas, a lot in New York City, but it still counts about the same. Now I know we've seen some here in Minneapolis too, where I live, and it just seems that they're gravitating to the cities that give them the most stuff. And so, I don't know I don't know how you solve that. Clearly the people spending millions and millions of dollars in California, who actually they're pilfering it all, isn't helping. So I don't think it's a money problem. I think a lot of it's a mental health problem, drug problems, things like that. Anyway, World Homeless Day. Let's see. National Cake Decorating Day, National Handbag Day, World Egg Day. Get an egg! Or be a good egg. National Hug a Drummer Day, and especially if it's a drummer named Kevin. World Inclusion Day. What the hell does that mean? Okay, think about that. World Inclusion Day. Now, they describe it as a day dedicated to celebrating diversity, inclusion, and acceptance of all. But it's World Inclusion Day. Aren't we all, we're in the world? How can you not include if it's World Inclusion Day? How do you include everyone in the world? They're already included. That's part of the world. You can't, it's not, unless you're talking about inviting some space aliens down here and some shit. World Inclusion Day, what a dumb concept. Anyway, it's National Angel Food Cake Day. I really don't like angel food cake. Does anyone actually like angel food cake? Unless maybe you can kind of use angel food cake for like strawberry shortcake, but even then it's that spongy. Who likes angel? Maybe I've never had a good angel food cake. Maybe that's what it is. My mom used to buy those, angel food cakes at the store, and you cut a slice off like it's bread or whatever. Or no, they're in a circle. They're like a bunt cake, and you cut it, and then it works okay. Like I said, it works okay for strawberry shortcake. But other than that, I think angel food cake's disgusting. Anyway, it's National Angel Food Cake Day, World Porridge Day. Go have some oatmeal or whatever. Good morning, Pope Tyrannus III. I was wondering what was missing here. Here it is. Pope Tyrannus III is in the house. Pope Tyrannus III, the Blessed Lich, with the daily message of hope. Now, understand because every time I read these, I kind of get taken aback when he talks about blessings of the holy dead. But, he's, when the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, he's going the Holy Spirit route. So then I go, oh yeah, that's right, the Holy Spirit. He says, I lost a debate and I am happy for it. Not all losses are failures if you learn something. At the same time, not all victories are good if you don't learn something. Oh, man. That's deep. Thank you, Pope Tyrannus III, for blessing the show with your wisdom. Love it. Okay, it's also Durga Kashtami Day. Wait a minute. Okay, look on the screen. The one on this right here to your right, right next to my head, right here. This one. World Animal Road Accident Awareness Day. Really? Look, I live in Minnesota, and I drive a lot in Minnesota, Wisconsin, because we're on the border of Wisconsin. I drive a lot in Minnesota, Wisconsin. I'm aware of all the dead animals on the road. There are deer, sometimes there's turkeys, sometimes there's dead geese, people's cats, a dog, occasionally a wolf, whatever. I'm aware of the road accident animals. I don't think we need a day for it, unless... Oh, and skunks too. Those are nasty. But that was more in Nebraska. There's a lot of skunks out in Nebraska, and people run over skunks all the time. I'm aware of the dead animals, and the only reason I would want to be aware of a road accident awareness day was if I was going to be in a roadkill cooking contest. By the way, there are such thing as a roadkill cooking contest. It's kind of frightening, but yeah, you got to get them when they're fresh, though. So you got to kind of go to drive around and find one. And if you can't find one, well, World Animal Road Accident Awareness Day will help you out. Okay, enough about that. World Against Death Penalty Day. I'm not against the death penalty, so I'm not partaking. I think it should be used very carefully, but there are certain times where you just gotta say, what the fuck? You gotta die. I mean, if it's overwhelming, look, here's the thing. Because a lot of people say, oh, well, you believe in you're pro-life. Well, I'm not necessarily I don't think abortion should be illegal. Y'all know that should be legal, so that has nothing to do with it. But people say, oh, there's a contradiction between pro-life and being for the death penalty, or if you're not a good Christian, if you're for the death penalty. Excuse me, because they say, oh, those 10 commandments say, thou shalt not kill. No, that's a bad translation. Thou shalt not murder. And there's plenty of, the penalties of death in the Bible, but I think they have to be super careful in any cases where they apply it, because we don't want to put someone to death who hasn't committed the crime. And so that's where it gets tough. And I struggle with that whole issue, because they've, there have been times when people have been exonerated of crimes that they're accused of. Now with DNA technology and a lot of other stuff, that's easier to be more accurate, but whatever. So enough about that. And then the other days are National Porter Day. You mean like porter as in the beer porter, or someone who's taking care of you on a train? I don't even know what this is. Calling all porters, it's your special day to celebrate and be proud of your name. Oh, they're saying the name Porter. How many people are named Porter? The only one I can think of is Porter Wagner, right? Can you think of anyone else named Porter? First name Porter. That's the only one I can think of. Porterhouse steak. But that's a big cut of meat. Cole Porter. Well, that's last name though. First name. Someone with the first name Porter. Anyway, enough of these holidays. It's getting silly sometimes. All right, let's move on. A couple of notable deaths that happened in the last 24 hours. It's very sad. If you're familiar with Loyola University, the basketball program there, you may or may not be, but one of the big stories of the last couple of NCAA tournaments was when Loyola made the NCAA tournament. There's a woman named Sister Jean who'd been following. She was over 100 years old. She was a nun from the Catholic diocese who was a huge fan of Loyola basketball. Well, unfortunately, Sister Jean had passed away. Loyola University is greatly saddened to confirm the death of Sister Jean Dolores Schmidt. This is a tremendous loss of someone who touched the lives of so many people. We appreciate everyone's thoughts and prayers during this difficult time. Details to follow. She's kind of a legend in college basketball the last couple of years. Maybe you know about her, maybe you don't, but I was very familiar with her, and it's very sad. She was born in 1919, so she was 104 years old. Or 106 years old. And she's, the last couple of NCAA tournaments, whenever Loyola is playing, you see shots of Sister Jean. And so a lot of people are saddened to hear that she's gone. March Madness won't be the same without Sister Jean, thinking about the Loyola University of Chicago community and everyone who loved this remarkable woman. That's Barack Obama mentioned her because he's a big basketball fan. So anyway. Yeah, that's sad for the Loyal community. Also, someone else who passed away, one of the last members of the Moody Blues, John Lodge, their bassist. And because I saw Moody Blues training this morning. You know the song, Nights in White Satin, doo 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 doo. That band. So the only one left now is Justin Hayward. We're sad to hear of John Lodge passing. As many, and he was also for some reason he was a friend. He was like John Davison of Yes's best friend or something like that, or they toured together for a while. Anyway, Moody Blues. Here's the report on whatever this channel is. Here, this lady singing. You know, it's weird. I got a content strike, or not strike, but content takedown because of me posting part of a news report on my news show. So if you're wondering what happened to one of my streams, that's what happened. I'm going to be appealing that. I just haven't had time to do it yet. Here's the report on John Lodge from Sky News. Some breaking news which has reached us during that break. The Moody Blues singer and bass guitarist John Lodge has died at the age of 82. That has been confirmed by his family, who have also added. John peacefully slipped away, surrounded by his loved ones and the sounds of the Everly Brothers and Buddy Holly. We will forever miss his love, his smile, his kindness, and his absolute and never-ending support. We are heartbroken, but will walk forwards into peace, surrounded by the love that he had for each of us. As John would always say at the end of the show, thank you for keeping the faith. There he is, John Lodge, who has died at the age of 82. Singer. Okay, that's going on a little long, but yeah, so that's kind of sad. All right. By the way, if you happened to be watching the internet last night, I joined Scribe Light on his anniversary show last night for about an hour. And, it was funny because he was going to do a face reveal. He was raising money, I think, for the Leukemia Foundation or something like that. And he said, if he raised $1,000, he'd do a face reveal. He did a face reveal in like the first 20 minutes because the people were donating so much money. And so I think I'm assuming that was what had afflicted his father. That's why he was raising money. And so I'm not sure. Does anyone know what the final total was last night? I didn't get to stay up too late, but it was really cool. It was really cool. It was fun to be on there. I appreciate Scribe, who has been a friend ever since I, started doing the show. Every time I did some guest spots in the Lords of the Night. And it's funny because I chuckled when they showed him when he put up his, turned his camera on, in a slight way. Oh, $2,300. Wow. That's huge. That's huge. That's very cool. When he turned his camera, I'm like, if you take his actual face and plug it into his avatar, it wouldn't look that different other than the glasses. But so I was like, okay, I can see it. He looks like a human Mark Zuckerberg to me. Well, a human Mark Zuckerberg. Oh God, it took me a second. That was good, AD. That was good. Anyway, so congratulations, Scribe, for the great effort you made last night, raising money for a very, very worthy cause. Wait, I think he hit $2,500 because he did another TEDx in the last hour. Oh, did he? Okay. Yeah, because in every like 250 after that, we do a TEDx, which I started on the one about the fat chick. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Did I say fat chick? I mean gravitationally gifted chick. And I had to leave halfway through because I had to be gone I had to leave at 7:30. So anyway, again, congratulations, Scribe, on 9 years of fun and frivolity. All right, let's get into some newsy stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, the Nobel Prize for 2025 has been awarded to a woman named, what is her name? Maria Corina Machado. And here's this is the person from the Nobel Committee. Did he do this in English or Spanish, or what did he do here? Let me see. I don't know. I haven't watched this video. Christian Berg Hopvingen, director of the Norwegian Nobel Institute, shared the news with her directly before it was announced to the world. And here is that moment. I think she was felt very, what's the word? Appreciative. Let's put it that way. Here it is. This is him calling her. Oh, this
Hello?
Hello.
Yes.
Yes.
Hello?
Am I talking to Maria Corina Machado?
Yes, this is Maria Corina.
Yes, Maria Corina. My name is Christian Berg Hopvingen. I am...
What did he say his name was? What the hell was that? Hang on.
Yes, this is Maria Corina.
Yes, Maria Corina. My name is Christian Berg Hopvingen. I am
Okay.
the secretary of the Norwegian Nobel Committee in Oslo. And I'm calling to inform you that in a few minutes it shall be announced here at the Nobel Institute
He seems very...
that you will be awarded the Nobel Peace Prize
He's very
for
emotional.
2025.
Oh my God.
So,
Very emotional moment.
warmest congratulations to you, Maria.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Well, I have no words. I thank you so much, but I hope you understand this is a movement. This is a achievement of a whole society. I am just one person. I certainly.
All right. Hang on. I'm going to put this in a separate link because it's 5 minutes long and I'm not going to play the whole thing, but just that emotional moment was it's pretty moving to me. I mean, this guy has read a lot about what she's done. I'll explain it to you in a minute, why she won it. And but also I want to, I have to laugh at some of the reactions to this. Okay. So anyway, let's make this a separate link. Did I do that already? Yeah, I did. Okay. So here's the news here. Norwegian Nobel Committee has decided to award the 2025 Nobel Peace Prize to Maria Corina Machado for her timeless work in promoting democratic rights for the people of Venezuela and for her struggle to achieve a just and peaceful transition from dictatorship to democracy. Because she is, she's been in a democracy movement. I think she might be in exile right now or in hiding because of dangers to her because of her movement. Now someone says, great work. Wait, the dictator is still there and people still have no food. And look, then some people are mentioning Donald Trump, and that's the part I want to get to. But I don't want to diminish her award. I'm sure she's very deserving of it. I'm not real familiar with her. Marina Cortina, I don't know, a few times has someone been chosen so well to represent peace as with this award. Today, more than ever, my heart is with Corina and with the dear Venezuelan people. She's there fighting for the Venezuelan people, for them to have more freedom. That's awesome, right? And in fact, believe it or not, she actually has some appreciation for Donald Trump's efforts in Venezuela. Okay, that's a whole nother story. Now, as this award was announced, this is the 2025 Nobel Peace Prize, okay, which was announced this morning in Norway. And there are a lot of people, some people on the right, who are upset that Donald Trump didn't win it, which they'll figure it out soon enough that Donald Trump wasn't nominated for the 2025 Nobel Peace Prize. Okay. But there are also people who are celebrating that Donald Trump didn't win the Nobel Peace Prize. They're not so happy for this woman. They're mad because they're not mad. They're excited because he didn't win it, which he wasn't nominated. But even people on both sides of this are idiots. And I'm including Eric Trump, who says, retweet if you believe Donald Trump deserves the Nobel Peace Prize. Not this year. That was from October 8th. So that has nothing to do with the announcement today. Okay. And someone says, I'm not going to get my panties in a wad over Nobel Peace Prize. We gave one to Obama, for fuck's sake. It means nothing, like a Grammy or an Emmy. It's worthless. True. Let's see. In the past year, Nobel Peace Prize laureate Marina Corina Machado has been forced to live in hiding. Despite serious threats against her life, she has remained in the country, a choice that has inspired millions of people. When authoritarians seize power, it is crucial to recognize courageous defenders of freedom who rise and resist. Democracy depends on people who refuse to stay silent, who dare to step forward despite grave risk, and who remind us that freedom must never be taken for granted, but most of all, must always be defended with words, with courage and determination. Sounds like are they taking a dig? I don't know about that. But let me give you a few examples of stupid people talking about this. And I'm going to include Eric Trump wasn't talking about it today because, again, Donald Trump. Oh, by the way, let me give you a little background here. The Nobel Peace Prize, awarded on October 10th, 2025, the nominations for that Peace Prize were due January 31st, 2025. The 2025 Nobel Peace Prize is awarded for things that happened in 2024. Have a good weekend, Sound Noble Nation. We'll see you later. 2024. Now, all the accomplishments or not accomplishments, depending on who you ask, that Donald Trump has made as president of the United States, Didn't happen until 2025. He wasn't nominated for the 2024 Nobel Peace Prize. But we have idiots like Joe Walsh, everyone's favorite former Republican. So the Nobel Peace Prize was given to someone who fights authoritarianism and was not given to an actual authoritarian. He's saying, oh, they didn't give it to Donald Trump. Dipshit, he was not nominated. And as I go through, oh my God, as I go through my X feed, I'm going to go back, like here's one, David Pakman. Everyone loves David Pakman, right? He says, Meghan and Trump are absolutely losing it that he did not get the Nobel Peace Prize. More self-victimization, more grievances, more snowflake triggering, which this is the one reply I was typing. Hey, moron, Trump wasn't nominated. Maybe next year. And it's funny because, and then she thanked Trump, by the way. Listen, here's where she thanked Trump. Here, I'm going to copy that and put that right back over here too, because I think it's kind of funny. We'll put her thanking Trump here just to watch people lose their minds. This recognition of the struggle of all Venezuelan people is a boost to conclude our task to conquer freedom. We are on the threshold of victory, and today more than ever, we count on President Trump, the people of the United States, and the peoples of Latin America, and the democratic nations of the world as our principal allies to achieve freedom and democracy. I dedicate this prize to the suffering people of Venezuela and to President Trump for his decisive support of our cause. Oh my God! Are you kidding me? She thanked President Trump? Oh, you know they're mad about that. And then some people are mad at her for saying that. These are replies to her. And why doesn't he donate that money obtained from Nobel, and thus Venezuelans won't go hungry? But no, that 11 million Swedish krona, the equivalent of 1 million euros, is just too juicy. Badly awarded prize. What? What does that even mean? Maybe you should say you want President Trump to have the Nobel Prize. That wouldn't be the noble thing to do. I find ironic that you're getting it and need President Trump to help Latin America. He's not nominated this year. Both sides of the people respond to this are idiots. I'm sorry. By the way, Barack Obama won the Nobel Peace Prize in 2017. Remember that? And they tried to say, well, for something he did in that. He was still a nominee in 2016. So they gave him a Nobel Peace Prize because of things he said on the campaign trail. Hello, Willie. What up, Willie? Willie is in a house and already select a boy.
Yeah, boy.
So the Nobel Peace Prize was a little bit of a joke when Barack Obama got it, because he hadn't done anything in 2016 other than campaign for president. I'm sorry, 2008, 2009. He got the 2009 Nobel Peace Prize. I'm sorry, I got that mixed up. He got the 2009 Nobel Peace Prize. And for what? The year he campaigned in 2008? Yeah, how stupid is that? Anyway, so I just find it so humorous that so many people, and there's tons of people doing the same shit. All the people that are left are laughing. Ha ha ha, Donald Trump didn't get the Nobel Peace Prize. Let's just scroll down this right now. Let's just scroll down here. President Putin responds to President Trump not winning the Nobel Peace Prize. He can't win it this year, Betty. And so if Putin said that, then Putin's an idiot too. Remember 2021 when a bunch of Nobel laureates spontaneously wrote a letter to President Biden telling him how great Bidenomics was right before the inflation went up and 40-year high. That was awesome. Okay. Again, POTUS on the Nobel Peace Prize. I've stopped 8 wars, so that never happened before, but they'll always do what they do. Whatever they do is fine. I know this. I didn't do it for that. I did it because I saved a lot of lives. Okay, well, good, because you're not up for it this year, Mr. President. Everyone's being stupid about this. Holy shit. Go ahead and say it. Thank you, President Trump. You deserve the Nobel Peace Prize with your peace plan. That was from yesterday before the prize was announced. Why didn't Trump win the Nobel Peace Prize? We only give the award to people of courage and integrity. Is that what he said? That's interesting because he wasn't nominated for this one. I'm going to call bullshit. Let's see what this is.
U.S. President Donald Trump has repeatedly said he deserves the Nobel Peace Prize and he'd like to have it. He even said that it would be an insult to the United States if he doesn't get it. What does as the chairman of the Nobel Peace Prize Committee think of this, and how has this campaign-like activity by the president and his supporters...
By the way, before I even hear the answer, I'm sure the Norwegians aren't thrilled with President Trump anyway, with all the Greenland shit going on. Just saying. Anyway.
Domestically and internationally affected the deliberations and the thinking in the committee.
In the long history of the Nobel Peace Prize, I think this committee have seen any type of campaign, media attention. We receive thousands and thousands of letters every year of people wanting to say what for them leads to peace. This committee sits in a room filled with the portraits of all laureates.
And cigar smoke. Oh, wait, what is he about to say here? Hang on, hold on, listen to this.
Sits in a room filled with the portraits of all laureates, and that room...
Sits in a room with the portraits of all laureates. You mean like Yasser Arafat? Oh.
Is filled with both courage and integrity. So we base only our decision on the work and the will of Alfred Nobel.
Okay. He didn't say what this says. He changed the words. He changed. That's not what he said. He said, never mind. But all these people either complaining or celebrating or whatever that Donald Trump didn't win the Nobel Peace Prize. Hey, dummies, I'm going to tell you to all of you on every side, every bit of the spectrum that you all seem to be on right now. And let me say it clearly. Donald John Trump was not up for the Nobel Peace Prize 2025 for actions done in 2024. Why? Because he was still running for president then. Now, maybe if let's say this whole Israel ceasefire stays on track for another year. Let's say, or even just through the end of this year. Let's say that the Nobel Committee looks at Donald Trump's record on ending whatever wars he ended. He says 8, but even if it's only 2, let's say just 1 or 2, that's pretty cool, right? And they get in that committee meeting in October of 2026. They might decide to give Donald Trump the Nobel Peace Prize. Or they just might hate him that much. Who knows? He might have invaded Greenland by then. Who knows? But it wouldn't have happened this year for nominations that were due January 31st of this year. So everybody can just shut the fuck up about the Nobel Peace Prize. All right, did I make that clear? All right, it is Free For All Friday. So anyway, there's all kinds of Nobel things trending. Nobel Peace Prize, Felicitaciones, whatever. That's some Spanish word for congratulations, I guess. Here, let's see. Translate. I won't translate. Okay, I wanted to translate the post. Also, Norwegian something committee awards the Peace Prize. Venezuela's is trending because that's where she's from. And then this word again, which I accidentally put links to twice. So I'll just get rid of that link. There's going to be some extra links in here. Norway's trending. and so on and so forth. Anyway, so that's crazy. Good morning. Thank you, Avocados Diablo. Somebody's sponsoring the show today. It's $5 Friday, people. Drop a 5 in the tip jar today. Anyway, thank you, Avocados Diablo. You are now the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. Who says, are there really people who think that there is a chance in hell of them ever giving Trump a peace prize? Where are they? I have some prime swampland I need to offload. Yeah, look. Exactly. I don't care if Donald Trump walked on water and punched Putin in the nose and wrung little Zelensky by their neck and got them to stop fighting. They're still not going to give Trump the peace prize because they hate Donald Trump. That's just the bottom line. They're all left-wing nut jobs. So fuck him. I don't care if he gets the peace prize. Some of the Nobel Prize, the peace prize in particular. The peace prize in particular lost all credibility when they gave one to Yasser Arafat. I'm sorry. And then Barack Obama's was even a bigger joke. Oh, speaking though, there is now someone called Doge Norway. This is actually funny because this is a meme, and I think you need to see it. I hope, is there music on this? Let me see. No.
And they're off.
Nope, there's not. Okay, this is funny. I find this one hilarious. This is a great meme. So we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna go to Friday Q&A. I'm not getting to anything else today. I got to the peace prize thing. That's all I cared about. Or did I? What was my? Oh shit! I got to talk about Kilmar Abrego Garcia. I got to talk about him. That'll be one more thing before Friday Q&A. Here we go. This is the meme of the day, though. This is hilarious. It's a video meme.
And they're off. Oh my Jesus Christ! No, look at that. Literally Jesus Christ. He's halfway down the pool already. He's not even swimming. Touching the wall now. That's a world record.
Okay, so that's funny. That's I just thought that was hilarious. It was under the Norway trending topic because the guy says something's named Norway. All right, two things. Well, there's two things I'm going to show you before Friday Q&A. I'll just go late today. I don't care. First of all, someone named Abigail Spanberger, who is running for the governor of Virginia, apparently had a debate with Lieutenant Governor. What's her name? Winsome Sears. Winsome Sears. They had a debate last night, and it's trending. Apparently, there was some zingers in there, and so like the current governor was tweeting about it. Abigail Spanberger continues to stand behind her running mate who wanted to see a man and his children murdered. Abigail, you had your chance to show courage and moral clarity. Oh, this guy, yeah. This is the Jay Jones guy who's her running mate, who said 3 people, 2 bullets, Gilbert, Hitler, Pol Pot. Gilbert gets 2 bullets in the head. Spoiler, put Gilbert in the crew with the 2 worst people you know, and he receives both bullets every time. Wow, that's harsh. But also, Winsome Sears says, let's see, Abigail Spanberger voted for the so-called Equality Act. The vote says a grown man can walk naked in your daughter's locker room, and if she's uncomfortable, she's the problem. Virginia, our daughters are not the problem. Politicians like Abigail Spanberger are. So we'll play one thing. There's several different clips from this debate in the link to Spanberger, but we'll just play one just because it's trending.
Again, the question was, should transgender girls who are biological males be allowed to use girls' bathrooms and play on girls' sports teams in K through 12? You have 15 seconds to clarify.
In cases across Virginia, I think it's incumbent upon parents and educators and administrators in each local community to make decisions locally.
That's what this is about.
Ms. Earl Sears?
There should never be nude men
Oh
in
my
locker
goodness,
rooms.
we finally have her saying that, but you voted for that.
Ms. Earl
Have
Sears.
you finally
My opponent
Ms. Earl
said
Sears,
that
you are
now?
just intruding on
Are
time
we in
here.
agreement now? Are you
Ms.
going
Earl
to
Sears,
tell?
this is Ms. Spanberger's time. I have a follow-up question for Ms. Spanberger. Would you rescind the Youngkin administration policy requiring boys and girls to use bathrooms aligning with their biological sex? You have 30 seconds.
My priority would be to ensure that local communities, importantly parents and teachers
That's
and
a yes or
educators,
no.
are able to work together to meet the unique needs of each school and each community.
Okay, I need one of Scribe Light's bingo cards. because she's just throwing out some word salad right there. She's not answered. That was not a yes or no answer. Fuck it. I'm done. There's all kinds of clips from this debate from last night and lots of stuff under her name. She's trending. And finally, before Friday Q&A, Kilmar Abrego Garcia apparently was in court yesterday, maybe today. Now, apparently they're still trying to deport him, and Ghana has refused to take him, apparently. Ghana's Foreign Affairs Minister Samuel Akudzedo Ablakawa announced on October 10th that the country will not accept Kilmar Abrego Garcia, a Salvador national designated by U.S. authorities as an MS-13 affiliate, following the Department of Homeland Security's attempt to deport him there after failed efforts to El Salvador and Uganda. Ablakawa cited Ghana's policy of repatriating only non-criminal West Africans under humanitarian principles and the regional protocols as agreed in discussions with U.S. officials. So they're not going to take someone else's criminal either. So somehow we're supposed to keep them. Now, this is not why I wanted to talk about Mr. Garcia. I wanted to talk about Mr. Garcia because of an ABC News report. An ABC News report. And again, that's not, so he's not going to be going to Ghana. But this tweet here by ABC News, and it's interesting how they chose to editorialize this. They say attorneys for wrongly deported Kilmar Abrego Garcia will be in court in Maryland on Friday for an evidentiary hearing in which government witnesses are expected to testify about the steps taken to remove him from the U.S. Here's the article momentarily. The hearing comes after U.S. District Judge Paula Zinnes appeared exasperated on Monday with government's attorneys who could not answer if there was additional evidence about plans to deport him to Eswatini beyond letters sent to Abrego Garcia's lawyers. The Department of Homeland Security on Thursday notified Abrego Garcia that it planned to deport him to Ghana. The agency told his attorneys later that the notice was premature. Probably because they need to get approval from Ghana. Ghana's foreign minister said on Friday on an X post that the West African nation is not accepting Abrego Garcia. This has been directly and unambiguously conveyed to U.S. authorities, he wrote. In my interaction with U.S. officials, I made it clear that our understanding to accept a limited number of non-criminal West Africans purely on the grounds of African solidarity and humanitarian principles, blah, blah, blah. Okay? Now, and then the Salvadoran National's attorneys have argued that if there's no current plans for his imminent removal, Abrego Garcia should be released from detention. Well, why? He still has a deportation order. Abrego Garcia, who has been living in Maryland with his wife and children, because he's a Maryland man, was deported in March to El Salvador's CCOT mega prison, despite a 2019 court order barring his deportation to that country due to fear of persecution. Well, the gangs in El Salvador are no longer. They cleaned it up. They put them all in CCOT. The Trump administration claimed he was a member of the criminal gang MS-13, which his family and his attorneys deny. Look, he was brought back to the U.S. in June to face human smuggling charges in Tennessee, to which he pleaded not guilty, even though they have plenty of evidence. But, he can go face a trial there, too. But my point is, this one word in this post that they put here, attorneys for, quote, wrongly deported Kilmar Abrego Garcia. He had a deportation order. So how is he wrongly deported? Now, deported to a place they don't want him to? Is that what they're saying? It's wrongly? That seems very editorial-like for a news organization. Seem to be taken aside there. So I just found that humorous, interesting, and whatever else you want to call it. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I really wanted to open some articles up and go through things, but you know what, ladies and gentlemen? You know what day it is, right? It's Friday. And now it's time for your favorite part of the week on the Morning Night Live. It is time for Friday Q&A. Thank you, Avocado Dabbly, for making spaces on the Q&A section at the top there. Also, thanks everyone for being here. I appreciate you coming every day, and especially for this part, because this part's a train wreck, but I like doing it. It's fun. Friday Q&A, the best time of the week. And shall we start with the first question from Mr. Avocado Dabbly? Is there anyone new in the chat that I missed yet? I hope not. Lord Stanhope, hi. I've seen most of you. Darren Root, I got. Yeah, okay. I kind of got everybody. 21 people, 15 likes. That's not bad. There's only 21 people here. Well, that hurts my soul. What's going on here? Anyway, whatever. It's Friday Q&A. First question comes from Mr. Avocados Diabli, who says, if you attack someone near Asbury in San Francisco, is it a hate crime? Well, it could be, just depending on where you committed on Asbury. That's funny. It's interesting. One of my dear high school friends from high school lived in San Francisco, and I went to go visit her. And when was this? Back in like 92, she was living in San Francisco. And she just happened to live on the corner of Haight and Asbury. Like literally, Haight Asbury, her apartment was right there. And so it was fun to go visit her and be in that very historic spot where so many artists and people hung out during the flower power days of the San Francisco. So that was kind of cool. Anyway, so there you go. Midnight as the next question says, how is your morning? Well, my morning is fucking fantastic because I'm here with all of you. And UPS wasn't too strenuous this morning, so that even makes it better. Avocados Diabli asks, speaking of tube-shaped meat, did you know archaeologists found an inscription on the walls of an ancient tomb that looked just like Adam Schiff? The Adam Schiff thumbnail. You remember that one still, right? Oh, you bastard.
Your life makes me sad.
Midnight asks, what do you normally do over the weekends? Well, normally, let's give you an average weekend over the last year, for example. Lady Boomer and I often just get in the car and go somewhere. And it might be to, like, you're from the Twin Cities, so you kind of maybe know where these places are. For example, about 2 or 3 weekends a year, we drive down to Hastings because there's an American Legion in Hastings that has a great brunch, and they have a really good, cool patio that just like literally overlooks the river. There's a park on the river, and it's above that park, and then you see the bridge or whatever. Great shot, photo. One of my favorite spots to go have breakfast, and it's cheap too. Like the average breakfast entree there is like between $9 and $11, like, which you can't find anymore in most towns anywhere. So that's one of our favorite. And every other, like, one Sunday a month they have a car show there, so that's always fun too. You know, people bring their classic cars and hot rods and shit. So we just walk around Hastings. But that's what we do. We go to random towns throughout the state or in Wisconsin or whatever. Just little road trips. Like if you followed my Instagram, you'd see the road trip we did recently up to the Northwest Angle. That's what we do. We do that a lot. It's fun. It's like having a vacation in one day or two, depending. And that's what we do on the weekends. Midnight also asked, do you have a TikTok? Yes, I have a PDawgKnight. That's 1. Marty's Big Journey. That's 2. And Marty Gott's Jokes. Marty Gott's Jokes. Yeah, they're the same names as my Instagram, except for the Marty Got Jokes is different. I put the same material on all 3: YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. So there you go. Avocados Diabli asks, if you were stuck in a tunnel and a really gravitationally gifted person, were lodged in it in front of you, and the only way out was to tear your way through their digestive tract through to their mouth, would you? I mean, how fat are they? My God, that'd be even possible? That's gross. No, that's nasty. That's nasty. Avocados Diablo asks, Luther Vandross or Teddy Pendergrass? Oh, fuck. Wow. Wow, that is tough. Luther Vandross or Teddy Pendergrass? Wow, that's really hard. I'm gonna say Teddy Pendergrass just by a tiny little hair. I mean, that's like asking $100 worth of gold or $100 worth of silver. It's $100 either way. That's the way I feel about that. That's so tough. They were both so freaking good. If you don't know me by now, you will never, never, never know me. No, you won't. Ooh, hey. That's my Teddy Pendergrass imitation. Anyway, Avocado Diablo asks, if you're going to write a monster fucking book, like aka romantasy, what would you title it? Monster fucking book, aka a romantasy. What would you title it? Feathers and ink. Feathers and ink. And I would have something about a special tattoo or some shit. Lord Stanhope asks, why, oh why, would you drink a Bud Dry? Yeah, no. I just wouldn't, because that's just not, No. Unless you mean a single Budweiser dry to glass, but no, Bud Dry, no, I don't. I'm not a big, I don't like I'm not a big fan of the Anheuser-Busch products, except for maybe Michelob Golden Drafts, okay? And the same with the Miller products too. I can drink what's the Miller version of Golden Draft? They have one too, like that too, a little bit beefier beer, but nah, I'm not really into those beers. I like a lot of specialty beers. I usually, in fact, wherever we go, we either try to find a local brewery, or a local, like winery, cider place or whatever. We usually are, sometimes there's a lot of towns that have, like in a place called Faribault, Minnesota, they have a distillery down there that has some really good products. We just try to find local stuff. Avocados Diablo asks, is there a World Cannibal Day? Maybe Eat a Human Brisket Day? or a Nipple Belt Appreciation Day? I'm gonna give you an assignment here, AD. I would like you to look those up and see if any of those exist. I'm not interested. I'd rather Budweiser over a Miller Lite. Yeah, I don't even drink light beer. I stopped drinking Miller High Life, like the original Miller High Life. That's still pretty good. One of my favorite beers to get here in the Twin Cities is Grain Belt Premium. It's a really good beer. It's just an old brand that people don't know. And when I was at high school, our favorite beer was Falstaff because they had a brewery right in Omaha. But I don't think there's any Falstaff anywhere in the world anymore. All right. Lord Stanhope asks, when you quit drinking, several liquor stores and bars close, am I drinking too much? It sounds like you might have been their number one customer or still are. You stopped drinking and then several closed. Well, look, now, by the way, you realize there's been a lot of reports about how young people are drinking less. Like the millennials still drink quite a bit, but like Gen Z, they're not into it. And I'm is that because, I don't know if they're aware of something or they're more health conscious. I don't know, but the Gen Zs who are coming of drinking age, by the way, here's one for you. Hey, you do realize that in order to drink in most states of the United States, which the drinking age is 21, you have to be born after 2004. Oh my God, that's scary. Okay, Ms. Wild Wolf asks, are you worried about what Avocados Diabli is going to ask today? Every Thursday night is when it starts sinking in that today is Friday Q&A. Just thinking about, oh shit, what's he going to ask this time? Avocados Diabli asks, speaking of which, have you ever woken up dressed like a Punky Brewster? Wait, have you ever woken up dressed like Punky Brewster, lying on a dumpster where a group of rats were reenacting the Battle of Gettysburg? Everything but the Punky Brewster part. I don't know why you said that. Okay, Lord Stand-Up asks, what's your opinion of churrasco with chimichurri sauce and green onions? Don't know what it is, look it up. Well, let's do that. Churrasco. C-H-U. What is this? Where is it? Churrasco. A-S-C-O. Oh, churrasco steak. Let's see. Let's find a picture. Okay, here we go. Churrasco. Apparently, let's just find a good example of this. This is probably what you're talking about right here. That churrasco is just a type of steak with chili sauce. So let's like maybe like this one right here. Can you even see that? It's not even the right side here. Let's see. Can I do there? There, this right here. That's probably what you're talking about. Is that right? Is that with chimi sauce? An easy churrasco recipe based on one of South America's most popular. What do I think of it? That's fire. I love it. It looks great. I would eat that for lunch today if I saw one there. So there you go. All right. Avocados Diabli asks, how much time? How am I doing for time? Not too many questions. Okay, I'm doing good. I'll have to go a little faster though. Avocados Diabli asks, do you think anyone has ever been born with 11 toes, but 7 of them were penises? Penises. I'm going to say probably not. Even if 11 toes, one of them was a penis. That's a whole different definition of a toe, but and Lord Stand-Up asks, do you understand the saddest thing about the Moody Blues is they will only be known for Nights in White Satin, though they have an impressive catalog. Yeah, they really do. But when I hear Moody Blues, that's the first song that comes to mind almost every time. So, but yeah, no. In fact, I encourage everyone to look up some Moody Blues songs today. Lord Stand-Up asks, how many people do you think understand that the Lord's forgiveness is conditional? You must be forgiving of others. You must be sorry for the act. You must be willing to atone. A lot of people don't. And, you kind of have to give especially the atone part. You have to ask forgiveness. That's the biggest part. You have to ask forgiveness. It's not just that you're automatically forgiven. You must ask for forgiveness from the Lord. Avocados Diabli asks, if you were going to remake any Dean Martin, Jerry Lewis movie with reanimated dead serial killers, which two would you pick? Okay, that is a trick question. I know that's a trick question because Jerry Lewis and Dean Martin were reanimated serial killers. So there you go. Huh. By the way, Duck, Duck, Gray Duck. Which is stupid because it's Duck, Duck, Goose. Minnesotans. I can't name a Jerry Lewis, Dean Martin. Oh, which 2 serial killers would you pick? Oh, I thought you were, which 2 movies would you pick? Yeah, I would go with Ted Bundy because, you know, the chicks like him. He could be the Dean Martin. And who would be the Jerry Lewis? Kind of goofy looking. And, you know, if you could pick if you could pick a fictional character, what was that story about what was that show with the Dexter? I would use Dexter. But anyway, but actual serial killers, Ted Bundy and maybe Jeffrey Dahmer. That would be the 2. Okay, Laura Stanhope asks, in your honest opinion as a bartender, do you think that Trump prefers war prizes to peace prizes? I see what you did there. No, he really is going for the peace prize, just to be honest. Avocado Say says, what sides do you think pair best with a nice seared human backstrap? And what type of wine would go with it? Would you stop with the cannibal stuff? That is gross. I know. Spanish rice. And a nice sangria. Lord Stanhope asks, why are certain idiots starting to give W. Bush a pass for his colossal failures, and should they catch a beating for doing so? Because anything that is not pro-Trump is good in their eyes right now. That's all they fucking care about. That's all they care about. Why is there... Oh, that's from way a long time. I'm looking at the monitor and it's showing shit that I said 20 minutes ago. Let's see. Because because as long as right now the only thing they care about is hating Trump. That's why. Avocado Siabi says, if 1980s Goldie Hawn and Shelley Long were in a mud wrestling match where chainsaws were allowed, who do you think would win? Oh, no. Oh, look. Goldie Hawn may have come off as like this innocent little clueless flower thingy or whatever, but she would absolutely kick Shelley Long's ass, okay? You think Kurt Russell would marry a pussy? Fucking hell. Goldie Hawn would... There'd be limbs gone. There'd be all kinds of shit going on. Shelley Long would be Shelley Pieces Long. She'd be Shelley Short. I'm serious. Okay, Lord Stanhope asks, should people who like their own comments be permabanned on the platform that they did it on? No, no, I think people who do like their own comments, and I don't do it. I have done it accidentally once, and I saw this one thing I posted, I'm like, why is that heart red? Oh my God, I like my own comment. Click, 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 to get rid of it. But no, some people do it just for algorithm purposes. It's not wrong to do. I think, yeah, they just, they're doing it for algorithm purposes. So I don't care. I don't. In the immortal words of Jimmy Stewart, the great actor, humanitarian, I don't give a fuck. Okay. Lord Stanhope asks, is ugly more of an attitude, behavior, or an aesthetic? Oh, it's an attitude problem. That's what it is. It's attitude problem. Love thyself. Select Boy asks, who is usually their own worst enemy? Oh, I can't say that. No. The first answer that came to my head was like, oh shit, I can't say that. Who's their own worst enemy? Unfortunately, and I don't mean this in a derogatory way. A vast majority of the trans people today are their own worst enemy, especially because they've been sucked into this ideology that caused them to do damage to themselves that they don't realize it, and usually when they do realize it, it's too late. And I mean that as a serious answer. I think it's something that somehow we made this a thing in society where people at very young ages who don't know any better and have no idea what the future is or will behold, choose, or sometimes with the help of the adults who should know better, to be permanent medical patients that are damaging their perfectly healthy selves. And, I personally think none of that should happen until your brain's fully developed. But, you're an adult, 18, but too many young people don't realize what they're doing to themselves. They're caught up in a moment that should go the way of the lobotomy. So I'm going to give you a serious answer for that one. Lord Stanhope asks, who, in your honest professional opinion as a bartender, what tabletop vegetable needs to go extinct? I don't know what you mean by a tabletop vegetable. What does that even mean? What's a tabletop vegetable? Is that like a garnish, or is that like something? What is a tabletop vegetable? I don't know what that means. Tell me what that means in the regular chat. What is a tabletop vegetable? Pope Tyrannus III, the Blessed Lich, asks, how long before the pro-Palestinian crowd moved back to the Ukrainian war? They seem really. You notice there's not a whole lot of them being excited about this peace process that's coming up. Instead of cheering it, they're like, well, yeah, Israel, yeah. But probably pretty soon, if there's not any action in Israel after this peace deal goes through, they'll go right back to the Ukrainian war. Oh, you mean a common vegetable, like just a regular side dish vegetable? That's hard because, like, for example, I would say okra, depending on how you prepare it. Like, I'm kind of like fried okra, but I can't stand just heated okra. Like my mom used to open canned okra and put it as a side dish. I'm like, that's gross. But to each and everyone their own. Okay. Lord Stanhope, if you were in a sausage fight, what sausage would you fear being slapped with the most? Actual sausages now. Well, look, technically salami is a sausage, and you could get a salami the size of a baseball bat and knock you the fuck out. So, that would suck. I have a Cashapp. As do cannibals make cheese from breast milk? Ah! Stop it! Maybe? I don't think so. I don't think they... No, I don't. Avocado Sally asks, if you were going to summon one of the 72 demons from the Ars Goetia, aka the Lesser Keys of Solomon, which would it be? I'm not summoning any demons, Avocado Sally. What's with these questions? I'm not summoning no damn demons. I'm demon. This is a demon-free zone. And when I say this is a demon-free zone, the circumference of 1,000 feet around me is a demon-free zone. I'm not summoning no damn demons. I ain't playing that shit. Okay, Lord Stanhope, have you ever eaten a meal that made you cuss it out? If so, what was it? Yeah. For whatever reason, my dad was always mad that my mother would not make chitlins. And the one time they brought chitlins into our house because my mom's going to make them, I was like, what the... And I was only like 12, but I was still in my brain. I was thinking, what the fuck is that smell? Oh yeah, I've got some chitlins. You got to clean them first. Oh! And they told me what it was. I'm like, no fucking way. Never. I will never, ever. I don't care how clean they are and how greatly you prepare them. The whole thought of it is just nasty to me. Not eating no fucking chitlins. Okay. I guess I answered that. Midnight asks, what is something you would do if TC was above your bed in a clown costume? I'd be dialing 911. Just saying. Avocado Diablis, if you could wear someone else's face to go out and eat at a Denny's and get a grand slam, whose would it be? And how would you have your eggs cooked? Okay, well, I was going to say, I can't say that. I was going to say Sister Jean, but that's just wrong. She's just, it's too soon. Too soon. Maybe Jessica Lange and Over Medium. Okay. Ms. Wildwood asks, if you could become any animal, what would it be? Oh my God. There's a lot of questions left. No more questions, please. I'm running out of time. I'm out of time, but I'm going to finish this up anyway. If you could be one animal, would it be and why? I think tigers are cool just because they look cool. There's no particular reason. As long as I had a nice jungle habitat to hang out in, I'd be a tiger because they're big and strong. And who fucks with tigers? What is their predator? There's no. Other than man, there's no predators for tigers. So I like living. I like roaming. The travel benefits are probably pretty good, and there's probably plenty to eat if you're in the right jungle. So yeah, a tiger. Ms. Wildwolf asks, if you could go to space, would you? Why or why not? For a limited amount of time, yeah, sure, why not? I'd do that Blue Origin, the giant Amazon penis rocket. I'd go up in that and spend 5 minutes in space. That'd be cool. Okay. Lord Stanovest, there are apparently 1.6 million barrels of whiskey aging in Kentucky right now. If you could purchase a barrel, what would you pick? Me, Sazerac, or Michter's toasted rye? Wait, Sazerac's a mixed drink. I didn't know there's a specific Sazerac. I'd probably do Whiskey Pig would be a good one. I think there's a bar here that serves a Whiskey Pig. It's $22 a shot though, but it was worth it. It was so good. Nice smoky flavor and everything. So Whiskey Pig was pretty good. Avocado Steve said, would you swim through a piranha infested water wearing a bacon bathing suit to get a suitcase holding $1 billion in gold? No, because I value my penis and I just and the rest of my body too, but that would hurt. The idea of swimming through a piranha infested water, all these little fuckers biting you all over the place. No, I can't do it. Thanks. Resolute Jeremy asks, have you ever considered living the RV life full time? I absolutely have. In fact, I'm still thinking about it. Lady Boomer I ain't even talked about that. Just selling everything and getting an RV. It'd be cool, but I know someone who did that and they said, yeah, it's cool for about 6 months to a year. And then you just get tired of it and you got to change up again. But I would do it. I would definitely do it for up to a year. That'd be cool. Lord Stanhope, OJs or the Delphonics? Nothing against the Delphonics, but the OJs. I really like the OJs. Lord Stanhope, now that I think about it, but the Delphonics, didn't Delphonics, they had, hang on a second. I mean, as a book of work, the OJs. Hang on a second. Didn't I blow your mind this time? Didn't I? Oh. That was a good song. But I'm still saying the OJs. Let's see. Lord Stand Up, now that I think about it, do they still have Bud Dry or Bud Ice? I think I've seen Bud Ice not that long ago. I haven't seen Bud Dry for a long time. Avocado Staley says, have you ever seen a Miller Lite beer can chicken Pringles? What? Have you ever seen a Miller Lite beer can chicken Pringles? They taste quite a bit like actual beer can chicken. I haven't. No, I haven't. I know they do those different flavored potato chips all over the place and whatever. Avocado Stiabli asks, if you could have sex with any one Christian saint, which would it be? Saint Lady Boomer. I see what you try to do there. Get me in trouble. Select Boy asks, Red Stripe or Heineken? Probably Red Stripe. I've never been a big fan of Heineken. A little too skunky for me. Avocados Diabli, is this the 53rd question? It very well could be. Lord Stand-Up, would you rather, now I'm doing lightning round. Would you rather have dinner with Jeffrey Dahmer or go crafting with Ed Gein? Probably crafting with Ed Gein because, you know, both are gross, but at least I'm not eating people. Avocados Diabli, as a professional bartender, how many pigeons do you think it would take to carry a normal-sized human adult male from Chicago to Milwaukee? About, okay, you said a normal-sized human adult male. So we're not talking about me because I'm both gravitationally and vertically gifted. But a normal human-sized adult male, well, probably 70. Select Boy, if you had the power to give someone the Nobel Peace Prize, what would your requirements be? Wouldn't you like to know? Avocados Diabli asks, have you ever gone dwarf tossing? No, but I've seen back in the day, remember when they did the dwarf bowling and stuff? That used to be a thing. People laugh if you're too young to know about dwarf tossing. That used to actually be a thing. Would I do it? I don't know, man. Well, I suppose consensually dwarf tossing would be okay. I don't know. Avocados Diabli says, when lab-grown meat becomes a normal thing, do you think it will be allowed to make meat with a specific person DNA, since technically it is not cannibalism at that point anymore? Would you stop it with the cannibalism questions? I'm done. No more. I'm not even answering that shit. And the answer is no. Lord Stanhope, is that all? It's that. I don't know what that you started to try. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Avocados Diabli asks, would it be a war crime to drop 1 million rabid squirrels on a civilian population, or would the first person to do it get away with it since it's not expressly forbidden now? The latter. Definitely not a war crime because, you know, it's not listed yet. But eventually, it happened more than once. That would be a war crime. Lord Stand-Up, are you sure about that? I don't know what that means. It's that. Oh, is that supposed to be? Is that all? No, it wasn't. And then are you sure about that? No, I'm absolutely sure. Ms. Wildwood asks, do you know how to make processed sugar-free peppermint patty? If not, would you like to learn how to do it? You mean like the little the chocolate mint thingies? I'm not into those. No, I don't think so, but I appreciate the offer. Lord Stand-Up asks, what is scarier, meeting AD holding a knife, Avocados Diabli? What's scarier, meeting Avocados Diabli holding a knife and fork, or me dusted in body armor and a 4-foot Genoa salami? Dressed. I suppose that means dressed. Look, I can duck and weave. You try to sling around a 4-foot salami. Okay. But the knife and fork thing, those are sharp. I don't like sharp objects. Midnight asks, the very last question I am asking, would you put it as a profile pic if I did a good sketch of you with a cool background? You can do that. My current profile pic on a couple different things I do is my dog. Well, no, I can't do that. The current Abby that I have, profile pic. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. See, my daughter drew that. That's an actual drawing, a hand drawing that my daughter did of me. I don't know if I could do that. I could use that on one of my channels because I have, on Marty's Big Journey. I might do that. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, let's see what you got there, Midnight. I want to see how your drawing skills are. Avocados Diabli asks, did you know if you say bear witness that there is no God but Allah, and I bear witness that Muhammad is the messenger of Allah, you are Muslim now? Fuck. Where's that called a prayer horn thingy? I guess I'll have to move to Minneapolis now. And finally, the last question. The last question on today's Friday Q&A comes from Mr. Lord Stanhope. Really now? No, that's the question. Really now? Yeah. Yeah, that's yes. Oh shit. What did I just do? Well, that's not good. What the hell? Did I just shut down my entire... What the hell happened there? One tab just shut down everything. Okay, well, that's it, guys. I got to go. Eventually, I'll have links in the chat, but my browser decided to take a big dump. So that's it for today, ladies and gentlemen. I got to go. I hope you have a wonderful day. We'll see you on Monday, and y'all have a great weekend. Do something fun. Do something cool. Do something special. For you, not for me, not for that person over there. For you, do something special for you. That's it. I gotta go. Thank you. My name's PDawgKnight, and I'm out of here. See ya. Hey, this is PDawgKnight, and thank you for watching today on the PDawgKnight channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cashapp, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm PDawgKnight, and I'm out of here.